So recently, the creators of Marblehornets stated that they are in the home stretch of Marblehornets, so that probably means that there are less than 10 entries left in the series. With such little time left, I've decided to list my 5 biggest questions about the series, and my potential answers to them, the answers that I think are correct. First of all, number 5, is Jay actually dead? In the most recent entry, it has come to pass that Jay died. He was shot by Alex, however, it's questionable whether he actually died or not. Recently, up to this point, Jay had been getting more and more reckless and paranoid, and that culminated with his being shot and taken by Slender Man. But is he really dead? A better question would be, though, are you killed when you're taken by Slender Man? Because it's not only been Jay who was taken, also the guy Alex killed in the tunnel was taken, and Jessica and Tim were both taken. And Tim didn't die, he actually came back, alive and well. Jessica and the other guy did not come back, though. So that leads me to believe that no, you're not killed when you're taken by Slender Man, but if you are dead when you are taken by Slender Man, you stay dead. If you weren't dead, you might come back, you might not. So, that means that Jay is dead if and only if the shot killed him, Alex's bullet. It's hard to tell where Jay was shot exactly. Could have been in the stomach, or it could have been like the side. So it's up to that, and it was hard to tell, like I said. I think Jay is dead, but maybe some kind of plot twist or something will bring him back. I think he's dead, though, and in all likelihood, I don't think he will come back. Number 4, what is Tim's true allegiance? Tim has seemingly helped out Jay quite a bit, but he also kept secrets from him, and according to Hoodie, or whoever wrote that on the wall of the hospital, he's not honest, he's a liar. However, Hoodie could very well have been feeding Jay false information for his own benefit. Tim could have been misleading Jay for his own benefit as well, but he would have had to have been a very good actor and have some kind of grand scheme for it to all work out. Also, Tim opened up a lot to Jay in one entry, making him seem much more innocent. I personally believe, and it's pretty clear at this point, that Tim knows more than he's been letting on, but he knew he had to keep it a secret from Jay and everyone else for things to work out okay. So I believe that Tim does have good intentions at heart, but the circumstances make him seem like a possible villain. Number 3. Who is Hoodie and what does he want? And what can he do? Obviously, we don't know much about Hoodie, but if there's any character with some kind of huge master plan, it's him. He's always at least one step ahead of everyone else, and has managed to keep his identity a secret from everyone except Alex as far as we know. Similarly to Tim, we also need to find out what Hoodie wants and what side he's on. In addition to this, we need to know what Hoodie is capable of, specifically whether or not he can teleport. He's been able to escape areas very quickly, possibly too quickly to have simply run away. There's not much evidence to support this, but I think Hoodie is Brian. I say this because they seem to walk similarly, and both seem to be on the short side. Also, it's a bit too late now for Hoodie to be some extremely minor character that was rarely brought up or seen, or a new character entirely. So even though nothing points to it, I think Brian is the only logical choice. Number 2. What is the Ark? Based on some things we've seen, the Ark is probably an actual place or thing rather than some kind of state of being. Because Hoodie, or again, whoever left that note in entry 79, wants to find the Ark. Most people, I think, are in agreement on this one, including myself. The place where Tim is taken in entry 65 is most likely the Ark. The place with the black sky where he finds the guy Alex killed. So that means the Ark must be the place where someone goes when they're taken by Slender Man. So that's what I believe. I don't think there are many other possible explanations. However, this does raise the question of why Hoodie wants to go there, especially considering he seems to have run from Slender Man in the past, like in entry 45, and the other one there, entry 67, I think. Number 1. What is Slender Man, what does he do, and why? When Marblehornets began, the focus was on Slender Man. Since then, it's morphed in certain ways, and now it focuses much more on Jay and Tim and Hoodie. Every so often, though, Slender Man makes a big entrance, and it reminds you what's really important here. It needs to be known what Slender Man does, why he chose to follow Alex and subsequently the others, It could have been Tim who forced Slender Man onto everyone, though, which is why Tim himself believes he may be the cause of all this. Of course, it seems like Slender Man brings his victims to some other plane of existence, but there is yet to be any indication of why. For this reason, it's difficult to make a prediction, but here it is. I believe Slender Man, for some reason, wants to or has to bring people to his plane, and somebody needs to make it easier for him by killing them. He first finds Tim and tries to use him, but turns to Alex, who has a much more violent personality to begin with, and therefore, with a little nudge from Slender Man, he'll probably end up killing people, which he does. At this point, Alex is completely under the influence of Slender Man, while Tim is trying to hold everything together and keep people safe, and Jay is, or was, the person who was unfortunately thrown into the mix, and takes everything in from an outsider's perspective, which is what his camera is symbolic of. There you go. So those are my thoughts. If it turns out that even one of these things is not answered, I think the series will be a disappointment. So far, everything's gone fine, and I don't care what the answers to these questions are, but if they're not answered, I'll be disappointed. So, if you have your own predictions, or just what you want answered, tell me, because I want to hear more.